Good afternoon on this beautiful Saturday in Idaho. Welcome to Greg Ferrera's Real Estate Rescue. You're listening to KIDO Talk Radio, 580 AM and 107.5 FM. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday afternoon. It is the beginning of 2021. We're excited for the new year. Hope you enjoy the show today. I'm your host, Greg Ferrera, a local real estate agent with over 25 years experience. I work over at Good Vibes Real Estate, which is locally owned and operated right here in Boise and serving the entire Treasure Valley from Mountain Home to Ontario, and to include the beautiful Jordan Valley. I wanted to give a shout out to all those farmers and ranchers out in God's country, working hard for all of us. Thank you for everything you do. Now, I'm honored to have as my co-host for today's show, Mr. Clint Walker and his Creative Solutions team at Summit Funding. And wow, are they creating some miracles today for lots of our listeners here in the Treasure Valley. One of our amazing sponsors, they're located right in Meridian and serving actually most of the western United States. Now, Clint has over 20 years experience in the lending industry, and they're doing a fantastic job with their customers. And he can be reached if you have a pen, pencil, or crayon, 208-870-4279. We'll say that a couple more times in the show today, 208-870-4279. You can also reach him and I at realestaterescueidaho.com. Mr. Clint Walker, good afternoon.
Well, good afternoon to you. Thank you very much. What an introduction.
That was, wasn't it?
Loved it.
You're almost like the Hollywood guy.
It was amazing.
Wow. Are you the Hollywood guy?
No.
You're the real thing.
I've been told straight up that I was not.
From Eagle, Idaho.
That's right.
When it was a two-lane.
That's right. When it was two-lane gravel road going
back
right
in
through
1910.
Ooh.
Close. Okay.
I had a family that was there pretty close to that.
1935,
so.
somewhere. Okay, we better get back to this. Don't want to forget one of our other amazing sponsors, the folks over at Pro Relo Group, your Mayflower agent here in Boise, Idaho, with over 25 years moving experience. They're here to serve you, your family, and your business, taking care of your relocation and storage needs, folks, effortlessly right here in the Treasure Valley and around the world if needed. When you want to be sure you're in good hands, make the right move with the folks at Pro Relo Group. For a free estimate right here in the Valley, you can call them at 208-314-7997. Again, 208-314-7997. Remember, real estate transactions not completed unless we move. You can also reach them at realestaterescueidaho.com. If you scroll down, we have a form. Just fill that out and let them know you'd like to talk to the moving folks, and we'll get them in touch with you right away. Now, if you're a new listener to Greg Ferrera's Real Estate Rescue, thanks for joining us today. We hope you enjoy the show. We'll do what we can to make it entertaining, educational, and enjoyable. And Clint will fill in where I fall short if I do.
I doubt it, and you never do.
You got it. Real Estate Rescue is the Treasure Valley's #1 resource for up-to-date, real-time sales information, stats, and current trends. You'll also get some great tips on home maintenance, remodeling, updating, and some new and creative financing options with Clint and his team. This is a platform, folks, we've designed for you. So please take advantage of it. Don't be bashful. There's some phenomenal opportunities out there right now. You can reach us at realestaterescueidaho.com. Again, realestaterescueidaho.com. Or you can call us directly, and many of you have, and thanks for doing that. Our local number right here, 208-559-0590. Again, 208-559-0590. We'll give you that a couple more times throughout the show. Clint, good afternoon.
Well, good afternoon again. How are you?
Wow. Long introduction there.
It was awesome, though.
Let's get to it and have some fun.
Should we today?
I think we should.
Okay, let's do it.
You know, folks, last Saturday we had Open Line Saturday, and I do want to thank all of you who called. Many of you we got to meet with and follow up with this week. Some phenomenal people, some great opportunities. We want to encourage you. You know, if that gets too popular, maybe we'll do it more than once a month. But for right now, once a month, and if you need us, reach out to us. We want to make sure we're valuable, that we're an asset to you, and always willing and able here to help you.
That's right.
So a couple reminders as we get going. I'm sensitive to the ads about, you know, we buy homes, we pay cash for homes. If you're in a tight spot, give us a call. Just be careful. A lot of times, folks, they play those advertisements. We're not real estate agents. We're not going to hold your home open and those types of things. Just be careful because from time to time, Clint, we see it a lot. Folks get taken advantage of. And if you do want some help, we work with lots of investors. We want to help you. Our reputation's to be upfront and honest and create win-win situations for everybody. So if you do need some help, you're in a tight spot, and you need something moved quickly, please let us know. We're happy to help you, and we're here for you. Next one is search options. Clint, I know this keeps coming up. Yep. We've created this super cool search engine. You can search for homes. You can get home valuations on our website, realestaterescueidaho.com. You can search. We had a couple people. There was some miscommunication here. So we're going to send you an email that says, thanks for joining. We'll give you a friendly follow-up call just to make sure you don't have any questions and answer anything as you go. And just to touch base with you, we won't stalk you, but a couple people weren't... they weren't sure how all that worked, Clint. So I just want to be sure. We'll call, say hello, check in. If you need anything, you can reach out to us.
If you want to be stalked, then we'll do it.
Yeah, but otherwise, no stalking. Yeah. And then let me get to the driving tips this week. We had some interesting weather, snow here. There's snow in the mountains. We had wind. All kinds of things going on, from sun to rain to sun to rain in the same day. So winter driving conditions you can get at 511.idaho.gov for the road conditions. Again, 511.idaho.gov. And when you're out running around this winter, please be careful. Put a flashlight, extra batteries, a blanket in your car, non-perishables. We always talk about strawberry Pop-Tarts, or I do.
You love strawberry Pop-Tarts. Hey, those are that was what it was all about.
They seem to last forever.
Growing up, they do.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
So make sure you have some water, like Clint says. Make sure it's not frozen. Extra pair of gloves, pair of boots, some warm socks, a first aid kit. Just things, folks, in case you get stranded, in case something happens, you're going to be safe. It wasn't a week or two ago I was sneaking back over one of the passes, and if you miss that window where it's 40 and it turns to 20, it can get a little sketchy.
Well, and you think about this. Earlier this week, we had a big old wind that hit, right? And that dropped the temperature, even though it shows outside of 41 degrees. But it was, that wind chill brings it down. It gets really cold.
So be really careful, folks. You're getting ready to get out there this spring and take some trips. We got a little cabin fever. Please, realestaterescueidaho.com. Be safe out there.
That's right.
Be careful. Okay. And then our last one before we get to the meat and potatoes of what's going on in the real estate market in the Treasure Valley. Let's get to it there, Clint. Our last message is be kind.
I love that.
To everybody around you. Be sensitive. Be gentle. You don't know what people are going through. We're coming through this COVID deal. Let's hope that we kind of move through this in the spring. And lots of people have been going through a lot of different things. So we just encourage you to be kind to the people next to you. Go through your phone. People you haven't talked to for a while, maybe send a text message. Or I'm a fan of actually making a phone call on that phone. So I was just talking to one of our customers that you're working with here this week, and he really appreciated the phone calls. And
awesome.
So don't be bashful. Pick up that phone and communicate with folks you're thinking about. Okay, enough of that. Let's have a little fun. We do have some thoughts and ideas we share with you, little terms that we use from time to time. And I always say a pen, pencil, or a crayon.
Yep.
So when you're listening to the show, if you have a pen, pencil, or crayon, we might share something, have a stat, have a contact, have something you need, so you got something to write with. And then the movie Jerry Maguire has been a favorite of ours for a long time, which kind of dates us.
Yep.
I mean, we're a little older than younger.
Yep.
And we have those one-liners, help me, help you, and show me the money. And in 2021, we've agreed Clint's mantra is going to be show me the money. And, we can't show you the money until you help me help you.
Help you.
Perfect. Okay. Right. So that's it. And then, I got a kick out of this last week. One of our local listeners, and he was a veteran. We got him into his house. He was super excited. And we were at closing, and he goes, Greg, just to share, this looking for a home deal could drive you to drink. So I do want to acknowledge, we'll talk a little bit about that today. It can be challenging just going through the process.
Very challenging. There's so many little things that can come in.
We want it to be fun.
Yes.
So, Clint, let's start in your neck of the woods about helping people getting financed, getting that refinance deal. And I know, we're going to have to go to a break here in a minute.
Yeah.
And people get tired of hearing about this, but I know right now, we're talking to somebody who's listening. You could refinance, pay off some debts, lower your monthly payment, and change the quality of your life. I wish we could just sit and talk and share some of the cool things going on, Clint. I should probably shut up and let you talk, but I'm watching people's lives change.
Yeah, it's interesting to see when you start coming up with a plan, right, of where you can put money away and where, you don't have to be spending it, but where you can put it away. And your home right now with the interest rates as low as they are, now's the time to do that. So you can take advantage of that where you're not in a necessity. I mean, even somebody that's down in the threes, in the mid to upper threes can save money right now on their payment and take some cash out and pay off some debt. I mean, it's happening right now all the time.
I just, it sounds like a commercial, and folks, it's not.
No.
There's just so many cool things going on. One of the folks you're working with right now, I was talking to him this week, and he got a little emotional. He goes, I just had no idea we could pay this off, pay that off. He's going to get a new car. Right. And because of you, and the car will be paid off. His house payment went down, and he was just ecstatic. Yeah. And I know some other folks, they paid off their cars, their home, their actual monthly payments went down. They had 2 months of no payments. Folks, 60 days, no mortgage payment, and it went down. And you're debt-free.
That's right.
I know I'm getting excited. But, Clint, this is so cool.
But it's true. This doesn't come around all the time.
It's a gift.
Yes, it is.
It is super cool.
Yep.
So I think what maybe we should do is maybe we should take a break here. We're kind of coming down to it, and then get into the interest rates, kind of what's happening, get some pictures, talk about prices, and kind of go from there. We have some things we want to talk about today.
Let's do it.
Selling, buying, getting prepared. Lots of people are looking at, Greg, it's winter. Is it time to sell my home? It's not really pretty outside.
That's right.
So I thought we'd talk about that a little bit.
Let's do it.
Okay. Folks, we're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Greg Ferrera's Real Estate Rescue on KIDO Talk Radio, 580 AM and 107.5 FM. We hope you're enjoying the show today. Stay tuned. Stick with us. We're going to talk about how we get that home prepared to get it sold. And then as a buyer, some things you can start looking for. The market's going to be changing. We're going to share some prices that'll probably knock your socks off. It's pretty astounding. But there is some opportunity out there. So don't give up. Folks, we'll be right back. Welcome back to the show, folks. It's a beautiful Saturday in Idaho, and you're listening to Greg Ferrera's A Real Estate Rescue on KIDO Talk Radio, 580 AM and 107.5 FM. I'm your host, Greg Ferrera with Good Vibes Real Estate, along with my amazing co-host, Mr. Clint Walker, and his Creative Solutions team at Summit Funding. Clint, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Greg.
And I can't forget to mention our amazing sponsors over there at Pro Relo Group, Rick and the gang. And for those of you who are getting ready to move or maybe need some temporary storage during your move, or you've gotten caught, because we have heard some stories of folks getting caught in the middle of their moves.
Hey, they're helping me right now.
Yeah, that's true. And a couple different folks, they're helping. Yep. So our friends over at Pro Relo Group, they're here to serve you, whether it's a local move right here in the Treasure Valley or, folks, somewhere across this amazing country. They have a wide girth to reach you. Sorry about that. I'm knocking things around.
Yeah, that's all right.
I'm just excited.
Use the hands.
They can get you moved with peace of mind, dependability, and confidence. If you'd like a free quote, please give them a call, 208-314-7997. Again, 208-314-7997. Tell them you heard about it on Real Estate Rescue. And as a quick little side note, don't ever pay in advance and no deposits ahead of time if you're going to move.
That's right.
Okay. Let's get back to the show, Clint. Where were we when we left for a break?
Oh, let's take a look here. I think you said you were going to talk about some financing updates.
The money. We can't do anything without money, and everybody's always asking. So your crystal ball, we have interest rates super low. I know we had a caller last weekend. I can't remember her name, but she was talking about hearing about the rates.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden it was changing, and there was a little bit of miscommunication in a, I don't know, 2.3 to a 2.75 to a 3.25. People throw numbers around.
They do.
But it matters.
No, it does. So they throw numbers around all the time, and they use that so that they can bring people in, and I understand that. That makes a lot of sense, except that may not be what you qualify for, so it might get a little confusing because you don't know where you're at as far as your loan to value. That's the value of your home versus what it appraises for. You don't know where you're at as far as your debt ratio. So is that high? Is it low? How much credit do you have? How much credit have you used? I mean, overused. I mean, there's all different scenarios, right? So nobody knows exactly where they fit, but it doesn't take hardly anything to tell you exactly where you do fit. And
you have some flexible programs right now. Do I have to have perfect credit, Clint, or can you work with my situation?
Definitely work with your situation. Okay. There's all kinds of ways to do that.
Folks, we're completely aware that it's a little embarrassing to have your credit pulled and you missed a payment on something a while back and, you're afraid we're judging you. We're not judging anybody. We're absolutely not. Clint's here to help you. We're here to help you guys get through that. And I'm telling some of you listening today there's some opportunities out here for you, and your life can improve.
That's correct.
I guarantee there's some opportunities. So, Clint, as far as interest rates, do we see anything happening in the marketplace yet, 2021?
You know, they go up and down. You noticed a couple weeks ago, I think they kind of climbed just a little bit, and with the uncertainty of what was going on, right? And now they've leveled off and even come back down a little bit. So they're moving all the time, but still, historically, the lowest they've ever been.
Okay. And appraisals, we got delays, valuation issues.
Yeah, they're coming. Evaluation issues are something that's going to start happening now. I think you talked about that before. But as far as timelines, they're moving fairly quickly. We have them moving out. Yeah,
I won't get names and addresses, but I heard of a situation where they had 9 appraisals that came under value last month.
Oh,
I won't tell you any more than that.
That's
it,
huh?
So, yeah, well, it's a specific group. That's quite a bit.
Yeah.
How about closing time frames? We're looking in that 30 days.
Still, yeah,
weeks.
we're right there. Yeah, moving fairly quickly.
Now, folks, if we're in a cash situation or a different situation, I know we helped one of our listeners. They closed in a week.
Yep.
So there are opportunities that you can close. There's also opportunities. People are talking about possession, and I'd like to get into that a little bit in the show today, Clint, because a lot of people are in different situations where, you know, one of the callers last week called and said, you know, Greg, we got this great house. We need to get it sold, but we want to find a place. And they kind of feel trapped, Clint, because before they sell, they need to move. But how do we compete in the multiple offer world when we actually have a home to sell?
That's
and
right.
People are. They're doing it successfully. It's a little tougher, and you got to be creative.
Yep, that's right.
But you can do it. So, okay. Anything else? Any new programs? I know we had the Hero program for a while, and
the Hero program's still there.
I didn't mean to forget about it the last couple weekends.
No, it's still there. In fact, I've got one we're using that program right now. Very exciting for them. It actually fit exactly what they needed, so it's perfect.
So explain that to our listeners again. For those of you who aren't aware, there's a super neat program going on right now. It probably came about because of our COVID situation.
The COVID situation.
Can
right?
you share that with our listeners?
So it's helping the our heroes, right? I mean,
so first responders.
Yeah, talk about our heroes, our first responders. You know, the doctors and nurses, and mostly, you know, the nurses in the medical field. Okay, and our
now the frontline, the retail folks.
Yes, retail folks as well. Boys in blue. Think about that, right? Our officers and those in that industry. Love them. They do a ton of work. I have a lot of family friends that are in it. You were in it. I mean, so it's something that touches deep because we want to help those people. You know what I mean?
Well,
they put up with a lot. You know, we had the Sheriff Donahue on. They put up with a lot for what they do.
Well, they do. And so, folks, if you're listening, there is an awesome program out there. It has some criteria for it.
Yes, it does. Sure.
But interest rates super low.
Yep.
Great opportunity to buy a home. And don't give up. We're going to go through the prices, folks, but average price doesn't mean there's not things available lower.
That's correct.
We'll talk about that in a few minutes, just clearing that up. But I wanted to make sure, Clint, I made a note on the Hero program. It's still available.
Absolutely.
For folks. Okay. Anything else you want folks to know as we start moving into the pricing? Interest rates, money down, your credit, HOAs, any of those kinds of things that...
Well, just that we'll make it aware, and you know, I think that's the biggest thing is to make you aware of what's going on, and to make sure that you know exactly what you're spending and why, and where you're at, and that you qualify. You know, we want you to be confident.
And if you just tuned in and you want to take advantage, realestaterescueidaho.com.
That's correct.
We can't think that everybody listens all the time, all the way through.
All the way through.
Show. Yeah.
realestaterescueidaho.com.
If
right?
you need some help, let us
That's
know.
right.
Yep. Now, you know, Clint, the markets continue to be competitive. Prices are astounding. We're going to go over those. And in many areas, folks are willing to pay top dollar for the homes, and maybe in some cases over top dollar, which we run into the appraisal situation. Let's take a look and see what's going on here, and then
let's do. Before you go there, I want to throw something out at you real quick before we have to go to another break.
Another break.
So let me throw this out at you. You go to realestaterescueidaho.com. Okay, leave a little message. In fact, even if you want to, you can say, "Hey, give me a call. Hey, Clint. Hey, Greg. Give me a call. Leave your number. Leave your contact information. Best way to get a hold of you. Would be more than happy to do it. Okay. It doesn't matter. We don't get offended. You can call us whatever you want. Okay. We'll get a hold of you. We'll take care of you.
Well, after Saturday's deal, we've had a whole bunch of people we met with last Saturday open line. That was really successful. Thank you, folks. Shout out to all of you who called in and folks we have met with. And there's some really neat situations that we're going to help you create.
Yeah.
Very excited.
Yeah.
So we got a little bit of time left before. Not a lot, Clint.
That's right.
We got to go
always
to another
runs
break.
too fast.
Darn it. Talk to Kevin again about a little bit longer show.
Longer shows.
Maybe. Maybe. All right, folks, stick with us here. We're going to get into prices and some strategies. Hope you're having some fun. We want to be relevant, valuable, entertaining, and enjoyable.
That's right.
For a Saturday afternoon.
Let's do it.
Whether you're in the shop, the garage, cleaning the house, driving the car, taking a nap, whatever you might be doing.
Doesn't matter.
We're glad you're with us. Stand by. We're going to take a quick commercial break. You're listening to Greg Ferrera's A Real Estate Rescue on KIDO Talk Radio, 580 AM and 107.5 FM. Hope you're enjoying the show today. Stay tuned. We're going to go over some prices. I hope they don't knock your socks off. It is impressive. Folks, stick with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. This is Greg Ferrera's Real Estate Rescue. You're listening to KIDO Talk Radio, 580 AM and 107.5 FM. I'm your host, Greg Ferrera with Good Vibes Real Estate, along with my co-host, Mr. Clint Walker and his Creative Solutions team at Summit Funding. Clint.
Yes, Greg.
Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Let's not forget to just remember our amazing sponsors, the folks over at Pro Relo Group. They're here to serve you, whether it's a local move in the Treasure Valley or somewhere across this amazing country. They specialize in helping folks get relocated with peace of mind, dependability, and confidence. They also have storage if you need it. You can reach them, pen, pencil, or crayon, 208-314-7997. I'll say that one more time if you're trying to scribble that down. 208-314-7997, and you can reach all of us over at realestaterescueidaho.com. If you scroll down, there's a form. Fill that out. Write a couple of notes in there, and we'll get back to you right away. Clint? Oh, also, folks, never pay in advance if you're moving. No down payments.
That's right.
Don't let them hit your credit card.
That's right.
No monkey business. We keep hearing stories about folks who are getting left high and dry
Yep.
and a little bit of fraud going on in the moving industry.
Yep, a little bit.
Let's avoid that. Clint, let's get to the exciting information on pricing in the Treasure Valley,
All right.
which is everywhere. It's on the news. It's on the
It's everywhere. Everybody's
TV.
talking about
It's
it.
everywhere. Yep. So, folks, right now, we'll try and make this fun. Ada County had active homes. Now, the criteria we're using is 3 bedrooms or more, 2 bathrooms or more, 2-car garage or more, and a half an acre lot or smaller.
Okay.
So if you have a 10,000, 12,000 square foot lot, that will show up here. If you have a 5-acre home out there, that won't get covered. Condos won't get covered. Attached homes, those types of homes won't get covered. So we're basically looking at a standard single-family residence.
Yep.
That, just for our listeners.
Okay.
And so right now in Ada County, we have had 147 active homes, averaging $666,000.
Wow.
Amazing. New construction, their part of that was 106 homes, averaging $628,000. And for those of you listening, the floor of that was $380,000. So it started at $380,000. So there's some opportunities. Went to 3.9. There's that 3.9 home. We
still
keep
there.
watching.
Keeps
Yep.
knocking the numbers up.
And then existing or resale homes, there were 41 of those. They averaged $763,000 in Ada County. Wow. The floor on that was $317,000. So the bottom price right now was $317,000.
Okay.
The top was $2.195. And then I wrote down a little something because I was looking at these numbers and I went back, Clint. Last week, there was 160 available.
Okay.
So there's some coming on and some
Yep.
going off. 2 weeks ago, 260.
Oh.
Yeah, I made a little note here. Ouch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, folks, if you want some help, let's get going.
That's
Be
right.
careful here. Spring's coming. Some opportunities are coming. More homes will show up. But I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that is.
Some homes coming off. Probably more in the new construction
Yep.
realm. Now, let me drill down a little bit into beautiful Eagle, Idaho. We had 9 new construction homes, so not a bunch, averaging $931,000. The bottom was $669,000. Ouch, that's a good one there. 1.35 was the top. Existing or resale homes averaging $751,000. The bottom of that was $610,000. The high was $849,000 in beautiful Eagle, Idaho.
Very nice.
Right next door in Boise, there was new construction. I found 18 homes averaging 1.13 because we have that 3.9 home. But Clint, I removed the 3.91 home out of the group.
Excellent.
Still averaged 970.
Okay.
It's a chunk
Wow.
of change.
Yes, it
Boise,
is.
Idaho.
Wow.
Getting popular. Existing or resale homes, there were 19 of those, averaging $898,000, just under $900,000. Now the floor on that was $317,000, and the high was $2.195. So there's homes available. There's opportunity. We just want to make sure if you need some help, please let us know. So don't snooze. It's going fast. Then in Meridian, next door, new construction. There were 48 homes available. Average price was just under $500 at $497. $398 was the bottom of that. So, folks, right now, new construction, Meridian, Idaho, $398,000 was the starting price, and it went up to $620. Existing homes, there were 14 of those, averaging $646. $375 was the bottom, and $1.45 was the top. So pretty exciting news. Lots going on. If you want some help, let us know. But these are the stats. Let's try and keep them interesting. Next door in Kuna, Idaho, beautiful Kuna, there were 31 new construction homes, averaging $445, and the bottom on that was $385, going to just over $500. And existing homes, there was a couple of them there, averaging $419, the bottom was $330, and the high was $509. And I looked out in beautiful Star for Mr. Kevin Miller, and I couldn't find
Nothing available?
There was a home existing on, I think it was an acre or more, for 1.2.
Oh, that's it.
Beautiful Star, Idaho. Yep. Now, right next door in Canyon County, active homes, there were 88 of those, averaging $431. In the new construction, we had 68 of those homes, averaging $442. The floor in Canyon County, new construction, was $365. So, folks, that's where it starts. And it went up to $600. Existing or resale homes were at $255. It was interesting. I looked at that home, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. They were taking offers and ready to go. And the high was $558. And if we drill down a little bit in detail into the communities, beautiful Nampa, Idaho had 48 new construction homes at $443,000. The floor of that was $375 in Canyon County, Clint. And then existing, there was 14 homes. So resale existing homes were averaging $382, and the bottom of that, as we spoke about a few minutes ago, was $255. So there are some opportunities. And right next door in beautiful Caldwell, new construction, there were 14 homes averaging $408. The bottom was $365, going up to $520, and there was 2 existing homes averaging $358. So they went from $320 to $400. And then out there in Middleton, I know you're familiar with that.
I know that place.
I'm kidding you about the out there. Right in beautiful Middleton, Idaho. New construction had 3 homes, Clint, averaging $429.
Total of 3.
Yep, they went from $425 to $431. So they're right there in that price for new construction. And then existing or resale, folks, it was $455 was the average in beautiful Middleton, Idaho, and they went from $380 to $557.
Wow.
What do you think, Clint?
Well, things are changing.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's January.
It is January.
Yep. Middle of winter.
Yeah, we're almost done with 2021.
Not a lot of snow. Poor Clint, folks. He is working hard lately. 2021 just started. Over. It's on a blur. So I did think, Clint, we've kind of talked about refinance. I was looking at some of the questions we had on the show. I want to make sure we're able to follow up with those. If there's anything that kind of came to your mind from last week, there's some notes. I did want to talk about, selling, the opportunities there for folks who are thinking about selling, and maybe just kind of look at what you can do today to get top dollar for your home. You're watching buyers, you're watching sellers. And then I did also want to talk a little bit about, those folks who called in last week. I don't remember the gentleman's last name. And he said, Greg, we'd like to sell, but we want to buy. Right. So, folks, I will tell you, if you can set that up correctly, we're happy to help you do that. We're doing it with a number of folks. You can secure a home without selling yours because of the situation with the market, and each situation is a little bit different. So I want to be respectful. But, folks, there's some creative things we can do to help you get moved without a bunch of stress and drama and having to camp out in a hotel for heavens only knows how long and being really put out. So there's some things we can do for you.
That's right.
You want to speak to that at all?
So yeah, we can definitely do that. Depends on your situation, right? So if you qualify for that and you're able to have both payments in order to do it, like Greg with you, you've done this before, we're able to do that on contingent upon the sale of their home, but sometimes that doesn't always work in today's market, right?
Well, yes and no. So There's a couple things. Because the markets are going so quickly, sellers are being a little more flexible than they might have been before, looking at offers, depending on where people are at. Each situation's been different. So I've been part of situations where you, as a Idahoan right here with a home, wanting to purchase another home before you sell yours, making offers that are getting accepted.
Awesome. Okay.
So it is happening.
So you're having success with it.
Yep. So don't give up.
Yeah, do not give up. And that's the key, is that we're not giving up, and we're going to get creative, right?
Yes.
Every situation is different. We're more than happy, both of us, are to look at both that scenario and say, hey, how do we fix this? How do we make this fit for them, right?
Yep. There's hope. So
There is.
don't give up. There's some cool things happening.
Lots of things going on.
I jotted down a couple myths off air there. And, some people are thinking, I go back to the refi, and I'm kind of beating it up a little bit. If you refied a couple years ago and you're going, Greg, we already refied a couple years ago. That's not going to help us today. That's not true, right?
That's not true.
Okay.
That's correct. I mean, even there's people that refied 2 years ago and their home value went up how much?
Oh, no. Yeah,
really.
tens of thousands of dollars.
That's right.
Yep.
So that opportunity is there. We've seen people who purchased or even refied just even a year ago, and look what it's done, right? That's increased. They've increased even from a year ago. It's increased how much? And they're able to do stuff. So we're helping someone now in that same scenario where we're trying to pay off some debt for them, and on the home that they purchased, so pay off some debt. That stuff's working out once in a while. So we can do that. There's scenarios we can figure out your solution.
Well, we're going to get into some details here in a few minutes because you're going to make me go into another break, Clint. But I did want to mention a lot of times, people think winter's not a good time to sell. And I was sitting with one of our listeners from last week. We were in a meeting, and the wife says, Greg, I think we should probably wait till the spring. And her husband kind of looked over and he says, honey, now's a good time. And she looked at me, and I'm going to say, folks, now works just fine.
Yeah, that's right.
In another time, in another world, I would say, spring's good. Things look better. They're pretty. Everything's green. Everything represents differently. But because of the market we're in right now, you can sell absolutely right now today. And we're going to talk about some things to do when we come back from our break, which we need to get to here in just a minute.
You got it.
Folks, you're listening to Greg Ferrera's Real Estate Rescue. KIDO Talk Radio, 580 AM, 107.5 FM. We hope you're enjoying the show today. Stay with us. Don't doze. Keep that dial right there. We'll be right back to talk about some secrets to buy and sell. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. We hope you're enjoying today. This is Greg Ferrera's Real Estate Rescue. You're listening to KIDO Talk Radio, 580 AM and 107.5 FM. And I'm your host, Greg Ferrera with Good Vibes Real Estate, along with my amazing co-host, Mr. Clint Walker, and his Creative Solutions team over at Summit Funding. Clint.
Yeah, Greg.
Welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much.
I do want to mention our amazing sponsors at Pro Relo Group. After all, when you buy and sell, if you stay where you are, that's not going to work.
That's
we should
true.
make a commercial.
You should.
Yeah, when you buy and sell, if you stay where you are, that's not going to work.
Recorded. Yep. Go for it.
So don't forget, folks, get moved with people who watch out for you and people who care. They specialize in helping you get moved and relocated with peace of mind, dependability, and confidence. If you'd like a free quote, feel free, right here in the Valley. Local number 208-314-7997. 208-314-7997. And if you just joined us, you can reach them at realestaterescueidaho.com. That is our website. We're happy to hear from you. realestaterescueidaho.com. Scroll down, there's a form. Fill that out, and we'll get back to you right away. Remember, folks, never pay in advance, no deposits, and it's not always cheaper to go with the local guy who may not have your best interest in mind. Yeah.
That's right.
Clint, let's get to the show. The clock is ticking.
Yeah, that it is.
So I thought we might talk a little bit about getting ready to sell your home, because as I had multiple conversations this week and meetings with folks, went to their homes, and so many great homes out there, so many fantastic opportunities. It is phenomenal. A lot of people wanting to move, Texas, Missouri, Seattle, all over the place. They're planning on getting out of here, moving closer to family.
True.
A lot of things going on. And they're always asking about, Greg, what can we do? What are some strategies we can use that'll help us here, empower us for top dollar? We don't want to worry about the process. And I'm a big fan, Clint. I say get a home inspection before you put the home on the market.
Okay. I like that.
Because when you may not be aware of some issues, but they can come up, and little issues can be expensive.
Yes, they can.
Mold, a leak under a toilet, a roof, little things can come up, and it can be a problem.
Yeah.
It can cause money, or cost you money. We don't want those surprises. Also, a home warranty is not always a bad idea. Offering that for your buyers. There are companies who will put those in place when you're doing your listing. And then I'm big on system maintenance. A lot of your local HVAC companies will do a yearly contract with you. Every 6 months, they'll come, they'll service your system, they'll change your filters, they'll do a lot of that for you. I'm going to say it runs around $150. Clint, I'm trying to get a couple HVAC folks here on the show in the next few weeks just to talk to our listeners a little bit. Major system. And if you don't believe it, turn it off and watch what
That's
happens.
right. That's exactly right.
Really needs to be taken care of. So, what kind of things can we fix? Can we replace? Can we repair? I'm a biggie on what does your home look like? So, Clint, I always say when you drive up, pretend you're the buyer.
Yeah.
And what do you see? Right now, I understand there's no leaves on the trees. That's okay. The buyers are looking past that. How's the home? Is your paint correct? It's hard to paint right now. It's a weather situation. But you have things that need to be painted. How are your windows? Right now, Clint, there's a lot of homes in the 90s in which those windows, those vacuum seals are bad on some of those.
Yep.
And in some cases, folks, we probably should get those fixed because they can get called out by the appraisers. And that doesn't necessarily mean you have to replace the whole window and pull it in and out of the house. They can switch the panes.
That's correct.
There's some things they can do. So, be creative. We're always big about plan ahead, no surprises. Real Estate Rescue is all about no surprises in real estate. A real estate transaction should be fun and exciting, life-changing, and enjoyable.
That's right.
It should not be a stressful.
But it is.
What did Dave say the other day at closing? This could cause you to drink. No, it shouldn't be like that. We want to have fun. And by the way, Dave's transaction did not cause him to drink.
That's right.
He got a great house. Now, moving along, professional photography. Clint, we could get into this. We don't have a lot of time, but folks, it makes a difference. I know our amazing cell phones take great pictures, great selfies, and we can have a lot of fun with those. I'm not a big selfie person.
Right. Yeah.
I know people who are, and when I'm looking and searching, I'll have customers look through the homes, and professional photography can make a huge difference.
It does make a difference.
We have folks we work with. They do a fantastic job, and at the end of the day, it's not that expensive.
Right.
And really puts a great likeness to your home when people are looking.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of times, especially right now, folks looking are not here. So there could be a couple miles away.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
for your home. So just want to make sure, Clint, you can jump in if you are experiencing.
Yeah, I've never seen you
buyers.
take a selfie before ever.
Yeah, I'm not a big selfie fan. So I'm a big one on professional photos.
Yes,
really makes a difference.
And that it does make a difference.
Also, having showings, having strangers in your homes. Right now, lots of people are doing some different things. We have the COVID going on, so there's some guidelines they're asking to follow. Some sellers are taking off for the weekend. They're leaving town,
So they
saying,
don't have
okay,
to.
come one, come all, and we'll be back on Monday, and we're making a decision.
That's right.
And we are finding some sellers are not prepared for this. And so they're getting overrun, and it's exhausting to have to leave the house every time somebody comes in for a show.
Very exhausting.
So be careful about that. Make sure you're set up with your expectations and you're prepared for this. Again, this is one of our specialties, folks. No surprises.
That's right.
It's what we do 24/7, almost.
That's
7 days anyway. So let us know if you'd like some help preparing for some of this, because we're watching it in the market, especially with sellers first getting homes on the market and they're excited and they haven't left, and all of a sudden the phones are ringing and 20 people want to come look at the home. So it can be a little bit challenging. Your home is open to the world. There's a lot of stress involved. Sometimes we don't even consider that, Clint.
No.
The stress involved, and
most people don't understand
your
the
bedroom's
stress.
now on the internet.
That's right.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Whoa.
Your closet, your
I know.
bedroom.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
It can be a huge feeling of invasion of your privacy.
Absolutely. And as people come in and out of the home, it's an invasion as well. And so to be able to make it through that takes a lot.
It's a big deal. So
Yes, it is.
We're super sensitive to that, folks, and there's a lot involved. I've always said for many, 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 many years now, a real estate transaction is a life transition.
Yes, it is.
It's a big deal, and we're super sensitive to that. I had a middle note here. You can schedule showings when your home's on the market. That can be stressful. You want to be prepared, having your belongings, your, what I want to call it, valuables stored, taken out of the house, put in a safe, those types of things. Just common sense things are important. And we don't have enough time today, but there's about 100 things we could do to get your home ready so you get top dollar, set up the situation so it's not stressful, to make it exciting. That's what we do. Negotiating your asking prices. Real estate agents are supposed to come up with the prices that we can support with comps. And then when people come in and do the bidding, that sometimes goes away and gets to be a challenge. And there's a lot of things involved.
Well, there's some other challenges that come into play that you think that your value is there based on comps, and then new comps come into play 2 weeks later in the middle of your when you're trying to make that deal, and all of a sudden now you don't have the value you thought you did.
You just had that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Came down low.
That's right.
$10,000 or $15,000. That's a big deal. We don't want surprises, guys. And then we have closing, And then we talk about moving, folks over at Pro Relo.
That's right.
You got to get out of the house.
You gotta go.
And there's possession, and then the condition. What condition do we leave the home in?
Right.
Boy, I heard some stories the other day. The buyers came and they called, and they were not happy with the condition the sellers left the home in, and the sellers went out of state.
Yeah.
So they weren't real concerned about the condition they left the house in. So a lot of moving parts. Our job is to make this fun, avoid surprises. So folks, you know what? We're coming to the end. Clint, you have talked a lot today.
Well, a lot more than
Wow.
normal. Boy, this thing went fast.
I like the live shows too.
Yeah, they're kind of
We
fun.
have to get back to that a little bit.
right.
Well, folks, we are here for you. Hope you've enjoyed the show today. We want it to be interesting, enjoyable, easy to listen to, and informational. We're here to help you. Real Estate Rescue, Idaho.com. Better get that right. If you need anything from Clint or I, if you're planning on buying or selling, or you need some financing, please reach out to us, realestaterescueidaho.com. Again, realestaterescueidaho.com, or you can call us directly at 208-559-0590. Again, one more time. Sorry we do that fast. 208-559-0590. Folks, remember, here at Greg Ferrera's Real Estate Rescue, we believe in old school principles, the power of the personal connection where a handshake and your word still matter. Have a fantastic week. Clint and I want to say thank you for joining us. Again, we'll be here next Saturday at noon. Don't forget to tune in for more great tips and strategies to navigate the real estate market here in the Treasure Valley. Until then, be safe out there and enjoy our beautiful state of Idaho. Boom. That was good if I say so myself.
I like it.